Hello everyone, Auvbri here and welcome back to another speed build in Sims 4. Today we are doing another one of these kind of wacky builds that I usually would do back in the day. So today we are building the flying cube. So the special thing about this build is, as you can see now, it's flying in the air and it's a glass cube, so it's entirely made of glass. We have glass sides, we have glass flooring and glass ceilings. There's only, I believe, about 8 or 12 tiles that's actually filled in with another material than glass for the flooring, but that is because I needed there to be, you know, just some sort of bearing for the furniture here. Otherwise it would just be totally insane. But yeah, we're doing the glass cube here. I was trying to test out if we could actually use the medium wall height, but that just looked too weird, so I decided to go back with the other one. The fun thing about this glass cube is, as you can see, it's floating in mid-air, and I love the idea of this. I actually had a really fun time doing this. The only thing that was not fun was actually doing the video tour at the end, because once you get up at a certain height, the camera kind of freaks out and you're not able to move slowly. So the video tour is a bit different than it would normally be, but I still think that we captured the essence of what this build is gonna look like. So moving inside of the build here, because let's face it, the exterior was really simple. It's a lot of glass windows and glass floorings. Moving inside, I wanted to keep the tone of the inside here very minimal, very clean lines. Seeing that this is a glass cube flying in the air, I thought, you know, why not keep it very minimal? So we use a lot of greens in the form of plants, and then we just use a lot of natural colors like white tones, wooden tones, and these black and grays, and that's kind of it. So I finally got my hand on the Moschino stuff pack as well, because it was on sale, and some of the items in there, I really like those, so I wanted to get those, and we use a lot of the Moschino stuff pack items in here as well. I don't know, I really love the items that came with that pack. I think it's a very cool pack, mostly for, you know, cast, you create a sim, but not so much for builders. But there was some items here that I really wanted to use. Also, just in a build like this, it makes sense. So this build actually seats 2 sims, a couple, or like a struggling artist could also live here. I decided to still make it a fully fledged house. So we of course have the dining room area here, we have a fully fledged kitchen, we have a fully fledged bathroom area as well, and then we have lots of little seating areas, a nice big room upstairs where we're gonna have the bedroom / workroom. So there's kind of like this big canvas that came with City Living, which I thought would be really cool to have inside of this build as well. You know, just because now you have the view, you can kind of look over the canyons, you're kind of floating in the air, and I thought, you know, having this big canvas so you can paint on up here would be hugely appreciated if I was an artist. So I decided to throw those in there and you know, really run with the theme of having like all of this open air inside of this build. Again, the bathroom, very simple, clean lines, that's kind of what I like. Now the room excuse me, the room in between the staircase and the wall, I didn't actually know if that was usable. I've playtested everything else, but I don't see why it wouldn't be usable. So I decided to throw on these bookcases that kind of floats on the wall, and they only take up half a tile on the grid. So theoretically your sim should be able to use it. I don't know about that chair though, that might not be usable, but you know, it was just for looks and kind of for the aesthetics. Moving upstairs here, so we're kind of done with the downstairs. Moving upstairs, this is where the bedroom's gonna be, so I decided to separate the room with bookcases and these glass dividers that we got in the Moschino stuff pack, I believe. And, you know, just some hangers for clothing, some lightings, and then I was like, okay, so what can we do with the rest of the space? A nice little seating area, because we don't have a dedicated living room in this house, so a nice seating area up here as well, where you can kind of sit down. Of course, the glass flooring, it has to be here, so we put in those as well. I decided not to put glass flooring over the bathroom area, because that would just be a bit weird that you could look down into the below. But yeah, that's kind of the glass cube itself, so that's kind of done. I actually pulled the glass cube down a bit because I was like, okay, so we need a way for your sim to get up here. So I decided to start doing the landscaping with some terrain tools, throwing in a pond here, just, you know, to create a landscape that was a bit more natural looking and would fit into the surrounding areas. And then I was like, okay, so we need a place and a way for your sim to actually get up here. So I decided to go with this staircase. The staircase is green, and we're kind of hiding it in between the trees, so you don't actually see it too much. I tried to really hide it and really get away with the fact that there is a staircase, but it's kind of hidden. I've play tested this, guys, and it's working. Your sim can still use it even though we're hiding it inside of trees, so that should be no problem whatsoever. And then we just kind of made it swirl around, and I started decorating trees around it. I did not put railings on it either, because that was just too obvious. Then you could totally see there was a staircase, but I put some, you know, green flooring on the tiles and decorated with lots of trees around it, kind of try to make it fit into the surrounding area. So I put in a lot of trees in the back, and then we started decorating around the lake area as well. And I actually don't think you notice the staircase too much, so I think we can get away with that. But I started to just, you know, put in stuff here. The bougainvillea, of course, one of my favorite coverage plants in The Sims. I think that, and the two other plants that we're using here, like the grass clump from, what is it? Gets Adventurous, or I can't remember all the packs. But yeah, from that pack, and then from the base game, like the yellow greenish one, those are probably my three favorite coverage plants, because they just fit so well in with everything. And especially the one from El Salvador, Rada whatever, actually the pop of color in that is so good. So here we have the build, guys. I talked about this build last night on a live stream as well, where we did Planet Zoo, but I think this turned out really awesome. And again, you can kind of see the staircase, but you don't really notice it if you're not looking for it. So I'm overall super happy about that as well. And here we have the inside. I tried to make the best of the interior in the video tours here. It was very difficult to do these because the camera freaked out and it was super fast, but I think we show off everything here. And again, it's mostly just a glass cube floating in air, so I think we got away with all of the modern furniture as well. Remember, if you want to get this build, it is on the gallery right now, so just search Origin ID, search my Origin ID, which is Auvbri, and you should be able to find every single thing that I have done. Or you can just follow the link in the description down below this video to the download. While you're down there, follow all my social media pages. It is the best way for you to figure out when the next live stream, video, or whatever else I'm doing is coming up on the channel. So definitely go follow those. And here we have the last of the glass cube. I just want to, I mean, I think it looks really awesome, and especially in the setting here, it's kind of like very tranquil, if that makes any sense. But I just want to say thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave it a big like, a subscribe, and a share. And again, follow all the social media pages down below. Leave a comment if you like this video. And there's nothing else for me to say other than have a truly fantastic day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye.